something big, and when you do, oh man, those people who left you for dead are gonna have to sit there and watch you get up, watch you climb, watch you become something they could never touch. You think it's over, huh? You think it's done because they hurt you, because they left scars? No, that's where you're wrong. Those scars, those are your battle marks, trophies from the war you survived. And the best part?
Can you
they're
see
permanent.
me?
You wear those with pride. See, you're looking at it all wrong. You think you're broken. No, you're rebuilding. You're not the same. No, you're becoming something better. Something harder to break.
I'm probably going to have to do it on my
You ever
laptop.
break a bone? Yeah. You know it comes back stronger after it heals, right? Well, that's you now. Your spirit, your heart, they're fractured, sure, but they're coming back harder, more resilient. And guess what? God, He's watching you. And He's not gonna let this go unnoticed. Nah, He's cooking up something special for you. Ever heard that? That He'll rebuild you in front of the people who broke you? That's not just a saying, that's real. You think He's gonna let them win? Hell no. He's gonna turn that pain into power, that loss into fuel. He's gonna rebuild you, piece by piece, in the open, where everyone can see. And when He does, oh man, they're gonna choke on their own jealousy, their own regret. You're gonna rise right in front of their eyes. Stronger, meaner, wiser. They'll have to watch as you turn into everything they tried to take from you. So you can sit here and rot, let them win. Or you can get up, dust off the dirt, and let God do His work. You ever seen a masterpiece painted overnight? Nah. This kind of rebuild, it takes time. You've been through hell, but that fire, that's what's forging you, making you untouchable, unstoppable. Yeah, it hurts. It's gonna hurt for a while, but that's the process, baby. You don't get diamonds without pressure. You don't get strength without struggle. The world, it's gonna keep coming
if it keeps you happy,
trying to knock you down
if I have
again.
to tattoo me
Once
Arsenal, I
you've been
will.
through this, nothing.
I'm not
And
into
I mean
tattoos.
nothing
They're not mine.
can
I'm not
break
into
you
them.
again.
You know what I mean? I haven't got any. You know, it's crazy. My eldest son is 31 years old and I still haven't got a tattoo. Sorry. Let me rephrase that. I have got tattoos here. You just can't see them. My ink is up here. Well, listen, I've no issue with you growing as long as you and my mods don't fucking, like, I don't know whether there's a problem with you and Lena. That's the only issue I have, bro. And I've always wished you well. You know, like I said, your channel is the fastest growing channel in our circle. And that's a fact. But like I said, Lena's like my little sister, bro. She's me first mod. Me first member in my channel ever. Well, then we're good then. I don't know whether you and Jono have had a row, but listen to me. All I can say is I'm not getting in the middle of it. Because you're both big boys. Well, listen, it's all Carlton's fault. How about that? And that's the last time I'll mention that fucking parasite's name. He did all this, Fable, right? Now, he thinks he's smart because he hides his face because he's a little bitch. But he's trying to cause a split in my team. But listen, if it means that you have to go your separate ways, so be it. But I've no issue with you, know that. But you have to make a decision for your channel. Because see him, even though your channel's growing, see him, bro. He is your biggest fucking enemy. And you don't even know it, bro. Do you think he's happy about your channel growing so quick and his isn't? Think about it. Honestly, I'm not lying to you, bro. But see him, he's gonna fuck you in the end, and you'll end up losing loads of friends. Well, Lena, Fable's just said that he's no issue with you, right? He's just said it there in the live. We all know how this started. It all started. Hang on a minute. Listen to me. How about this, right? Let's not go into it, right? Well, listen, you don't have to take his apology, but when yous are in fucking here, I don't want no bollocks. Because at the end of the day, Lena is a woman. And she's my little sister. And I'll tell you what happened, Scott. Now, Scott's like my brother, and I know Scott will take my side. This isn't about sides, but Lena is a fucking woman, and she's a survivor of fucking suicide, and she struggles terrible with mental fucking health, anxiety, social anxiety, and I'm not having anybody give her a hard time. Simple. I don't give a fuck who it is. So anyway, right, it's like we're not going to argue, right, because I'm not on here for that. You know, I'd be wasting me morning, Ralph. I'd be wasting me time. But now this all comes from One Direction. Shout out to One Direction. Yeah. Shout out to the Little Mermaid. Yeah. Shout out to the Little Mermaid. I have a song for you. Good morning, it's Tuesday. We're all getting along, right? Ready? No, but here's the thing.
Ariel, listen to me. The human world, it's a mess. Life under the sea.
That'd be your decision, bro. I'm not asking you to live.
Seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there.
Fable.
It's a big mistake.
Listen.
Just look at the world around you. Right here
On your YouTube journey, you're going to have disagreements, but it's best to sort them rather than not.
under the sea.
Parasite.
Under the sea.
You little parasite. You will be sorry in time. You will see. I'm a fisherman. Yup, the Irish. Brilliant. Now I'm glad. Listen, at the end of the day, I wouldn't like to see Fable and Lena fall out. Lena sent me a few screenshots, Fable, right? And bro, listen to me, I know you're a reasonable fella. When you see these screenshots, now I'll be honest, last night during my live, I missed a few things until I ended me live. And then I was sent a few things, so you're a reasonable fella, yeah? So let Lena send you these screenshots, bro. And when you see them, you'll probably say, fuck me, mate. You know, I don't want you all falling out. You know, but you have to understand something. Lena is like my fucking sister. A big sister, even though I say a little sister, she's like a big sister. And I can't have anybody upset her, bro. You know, like, I wish you nothing but the best, bro. But like I said, the people are trying to divide my side. And if that's the case, so be it. But they will lose in the end. You know, your channel will keep growing. Just don't get fucking toxic. Just stay the way you are, bro. Your channel is flying. Think about it. You know, it puts me in a position. I just want you to understand something. When my mods fall out, it puts me in a position because I have to get rid of people. You know, and it's like fucking sick getting rid of people. You know, because it's interfering, there is, with me growth. You know, like I said, I put the brakes on my channel in order to try help a couple of channels, and that's all. I don't make money off YouTube. And Fable, one day you will. Do you understand? As soon as you get your channel monetized, bro, charge people. Hey, Scott, charge people money. Do you hear me? That's what you're here for, right? I'm here for bodies, to save them. You see, I didn't come here for money. No. Hey, Machiavelli, you can burn money. Well, you can burn people as well, but in all fairness, fuck the money. I come here for my channel to get it back, and I got it back 6 times. Well, 7 times. Fighting back United, what? I obliterated it. I went past the 7 times. I obliterated it. I had to kill my own channel. Do you know the Bible well? Do you know the story about Cain and Abel? The way he had to kill his brother. Could you do that if you had to? I know a lad. I'm going to tell you a story, right? I'm not going to mention any names, and I'm not going to mention any area. I know these 2 lads, and they were brothers. One brother owed this person 6 grand. The other person owed him 2 grand. So he got the brother to ring the other brother and lure him to an area. He got the 2 of them there, and you know what he did? He put a bullet in both of their heads and put them in the ground. Dug a 6-foot hole, filled it in. Yeah, mental health makes you do mad shit. And this geezer was seriously mentally unstable, you know. But the way I see it is, I try not, like, I don't want people falling out and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's not, because I'm on here to grow and not just to help other people, but to grow myself.
This is Grandma's.
You know, I'm not here to argue with people, but
companion. He calls him
like
that
I
because
said,
he
you
doesn't
see,
want
the
to
Irish
imagine
lads
what's
won't go
his
against
uniform.
me. Well, at least I think they won't.
Hello.
And if they do, so be it. What can I do?
Yo, Mazza, this is a letter for me, son. I want to tell you about my life, but I don't know where it began. I grew up when it was MSN, there wasn't Instagram. Growing up, it was hard for me, I didn't have an aunt. I went to jail when I was young, they had me sitting in a can. In a cell. But for you, son, I've got a different plan. I'm going to teach you how to walk and how to talk and be a man. I seen you moving in your mummy's tummy when she had a scan. And I was so gassed, I had to post you on the gram. And I'm a rapper, but for you, I'm your #1 one fan. When you're older, they might
Oh.
make sure you go to school so we don't take the same path. So you can learn about business, English and maths, so you can be your own boss and employ your own staff. I just bought you a cot and a little baby bath, and your mum's put saw stickers in the gaff. I'm looking at your pictures from the scan, it makes me laugh. Your mum's done your baby room and bought you a giraffe. We haven't even got no cupboard yet, we're living out the bag. She found out that she was pregnant on her birthday, what a gift. The night before, we was drinking all night, we got pissed. I guess dreams come true, cause this is all I ever wished. I grew up in a cell, it's like me life got dismissed. All them years that I missed, feeling like I don't exist. I never felt no real happiness until I felt this. Don't think that I'm a prick if I'm ever too strict. I'm just trying to teach you life's full of plot twists, and I'm from a grimy place full of murders in a mist. But I'll never let you go through the shit I've witnessed. Make sure Santa comes to visit.
Shout out to L20. My man Magic.
I can't wait until I meet your son. Rolly for your wrist.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Listen up, little man, you're a soldier. Daddy's gonna hold you through the night. And when things get tough in the world outside, we'll be right here by your side. You know life can get a little crazy.
I like to see kids turn their life around.
Dear son, I thought to tell you first, I grew up in a system. Your granddad, your nan, and your uncles, I missed them. But prison breaks bonds and makes the ones you love distant. And now relationships are different. Your mother kept it real for me, she always sent pics in. It wasn't easy, could have broke like a victim. I got shot and had a couple operations. And wisdom, wise men can play a fool. I'm just trying to give you wisdom. Started rapping in a cell, trying to blow like a piston. They always tried to break me down, I always showed resistance. Prison officers used to tell me stop resisting, but I guess what I'm trying to say is always be persistent. Practice makes perfect, so you gotta be consistent. Never done it on my own, your mum was like my assistant. It's really true love, when you can love from a distance. Same way I love you before establishing existence. And there's a lot of shit I wanna tell you, but I can't, cause it's hard for me to speak about, cause it breaks me heart emotionally.
I did, Lena, yeah.
I can't wait until you're here, carrying you in my arms.
Mia, he's from a rough area, L20, man. And he's got his own clothing line and all. Shout out to Liverpool. Justice Spot 97, mate. You all have a bed in heaven. I love the Scousers. My son lives up there. I like the Scousers. And them too, Lena. May they all rest in peace.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Everything's gonna be alright. Listen up, little man, you're a soldier. Daddy's gonna hold you through the night. And when things get tough in the world outside, we'll be right here by your side. You know life can get a little crazy. Don't worry, baby, we'll get it right.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey. Give me any beef to keep shelling them. No, they wanna ban me like Bellingham. I was locked up, I kept telling them. When he let me out, I want Everton. I got a big beard, that's a pelican. In a jail cell for
It's a pelican. A pelican. A pelican. A veteran.
KTM, I love adrenaline. I'm from Liverpool, it's not Everton. But he pushed bullets through your skeleton. That's the 9 milli or the Remington. You get tranquilized like ketamine. White rapper, then it's evidence. Fired in the booth, that's your evidence. Fuck them, they're irrelevant.
How are you, Ralph? Nah, listen, I love this music. I like all music. Nobody comes close to this guy, though. Nobody comes close to this guy. As far as I'm concerned, Eminem is up there, yeah. But you see King Von.
Give a damn who they get. I bet the shit won't stick. My last rapper was a bitch. They gave him 28 years because the nigga won't close his lips. chillin'. You just waiting on trial. Gain them, I don't go on. You know you got a child. And his mama ain't shit, but I know you learned that by now. Heard she fucking with the ops. Just when they block with the same nigga you was trying to block. Man, this shit gotta stop. Now you locked in the room, you just fucking waiting.
Well,
Push up, better check on your bro. Cause a nigga on the new came in, said he heard he got. Better check on your hoe. Cause the same little niggas say she out there right now getting poked. They just ruin your day. Now you trying to start a fight, saying niggas better stay out your way.
nigga, fix your face.
Nobody give a fuck. Nobody going through the same thing. Let me tell you how I go with hell. Boy, it's kinda cold in here. You ain't got nobody making stole well. But I
Thank
had
you,
your toenail.
toenail.
Got niggas getting old in here. Might lose your soul to hell.
Been gone for a couple years. Couple years. We can not own him.
Boy, it's kinda cold in here. You ain't got nobody making stole well. But I had your toenail. Got niggas getting old in here. Might lose your soul to hell. Been gone for a couple years, man.
A couple years. I've been gone. Trying to go back home. Answer your phone.
Man, let me tell you how it is.
Weeks.
See, you just got out now, nigga tryna see his kid. But look, this the deal. You don't got the bitch number, you don't know where she lives. So you call her whole mama. It rained 3 times. Hey, Miss Jones, how you been? First thing
No,
she say,
I don't think so.
"Burn it down, you back out again." But you ain't even tripping. She finna die
I'm
anyway.
not too
Been knocking
sure.
on like you ain't even got a penny. You think you get rich and die trying, baby, rapper must be fit. Boy, you need you a glitz. Cause you still in the
I was
city.
in there in 93, bro.
And it's hard getting a gun from a nigga. It's like trying to get a
I was in there in 93 in the annex. It was fucking horrible, bro. Especially when you're from Ballyer and you're in town. They all wanted to kill me, bro. None of them liked anyone from Ballyfermot. That was my only crime. I was from Ballyer. Hey, we're gonna get him because loads of bears got in Wheatfield. So they were gonna get me. But he missed. Thank God he did, like, you know, and I walked over there and I never looked back. I got out of jail at 21. I left Ireland and I never went back to jail in Ireland. Thank God.
I was locked up on Christmas. Ain't get to see my niggas. Ain't get to hug my mama. Couldn't even give her no kisses. Can't even.
Bro, I have a mate in Cherry Orchard, right? That's done nearly 26 years. Oh, yeah. I'd like to shout out to Jimmy Kershaw. Last night, I'm about to go to bed. I took me teeth out. I'm walking up the stairs and I hear me messenger go. And I'm like, who the fuck is ringing me at 11 o'clock? I looked and it's like Jimmy Kershaw and I'm like, I've done I'm in trouble. You know, I was like, all right, Jimmy. I said, I haven't done anything wrong, have I? He said, no. He said, not at all. He was buckled. You know what I mean? Fucking, I haven't spoke to him since face to face since I was a child. So it's probably been 30 years since I've had a conversation with this man. He said to me, Jude, you know what happened to me tonight? And I'm thinking, what? I said, go on, you're going to tell me. He said, I was fishing tonight with a fella that used to go to school with you. He said, named Keith Rowe. He said, do you remember him? I said, how can I forget him? He said, he told me a story about what you did to your teacher. He had a Salika and you robbed it. And you went around the housing estate about 6 times. Sorry, I'd say we went around the housing estate about twice. But there were 6 police cars behind me and we kept stopping, allegedly. Just taking the piss out of them, sticking it into reverse, bang. You know, and just carried on driving. Now, they bashed us. Believe me, I was dragged out of the car, man. I got hit with a truncheon. Do you know, if I be honest with you, I said to me missus last night, I deserved that. You know, I be honest with you, if the police knocked at my door and said my 13-year-old was in a stolen car, I'd feel like I'd failed him. I'd fucking kill him. You know, you little bastard. You know, robbing a teacher's car. You know, well, listen to me. He give me fucking homework. He give me 100 lines. I must not talk in class. So I wrote them, stole his car and put in my own gas, allegedly. But Jimmy Kershaw said to me, he said, Jude, Roser's just had to been telling me when you were kids and you nicked that Stolika. He said, how old were you? We were about 10, 11. Something like that. What stupid person leaves his keys and anyway on the table? You know, for fuck's sake, it's Ballyfermot and you're leaving your keys on the table. You know, well, we weren't from Ballyfermot at the time because I lived in Bluebell Flats. This is before I moved, so, you know, but like I said, I'd forgot all about it up until he told me last night. Now, Jimmy Lena runs a page for Ballyfermot. One sec. So he told me about, he said to me, he said, Jude, I've been on the canal fishing tonight and I met one of your old friends. He said, and I couldn't believe what he told me. And I was like, I'd forgot all about it, you know. He said, Jude, I'm not joking you. He told me about the teacher's car. I was like, I forgot all about that. But you know, when you're young, you do silly stuff, right? But my dad beat my ass. Do you understand? Like, my dad fucking leathered me. And I deserved it. Like, you imagine the police knocking at you when you're 13 and telling her she's to go to the police station. You know, my dad wasn't pleased. He fucking whooped my ass and I was grounded for 2 weeks. You know, now, like I said, it was my own fault. You know, I done something stupid. I just thought it'd be a bit of fun, you know, to take the teacher's keys and rob his car and...
These out the basket, June, we're going to have to put back on the wash.
So, now, where I'm from, I grew up with Jimmy's brother Darren, right? Well, it happened loads of times up there. You know, that was nothing. That happened every week. You know, but like I said, it's like, it's crazy. I remember a time when a fella called Mickey McDonald stole a car allegedly. Well, a van, a Des Kelly carpet van. He stole it in, I think it was James's Street, near the hospital. And he'd no money to get home. So he seen a man getting out of a van and he jumped in it and took a police chase. It was everybody in Cherry Orchard remembers it. I've never seen that many police in my life. They waited. There was about 6 different units chasing him. You had Kilmainham, you had Inchicore, you had Town, you had Ballyfermot, you had Tallaght, fucking Clun, everyone chasing this cunt. And I never forget Alina. He drove this van up, yeah, past the red wall. You know where the red wall is, right? Around the roundabout and past Spencer McDermott's mum's house. And carried on straight up the avenue. And behind him, there must have been about 60 police cars. Now, I'm not exaggerating. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. You know Spencer, when I do me StreamYard and Spencer's on. I'll get Spencer to tell you. Unbelievable. And I'm not joking you. As soon as one police car come around the roundabout, Lena, you know, here's the roundabout, here's a fence, and behind the fence is the red wall. All I could see was bottles and bricks and everything was getting thrown at them. And Lena, when I say women were doing it too, I remember women were throwing shit at the police as well, and I'm not joking. There must have been about 60 police cars parked up from where Jay Dunn's gaff used to be, all the way down past Jay Dunn's gaff, past Twinny's gaff, Lar Harmon's gaff. They were parked there, the very end house, right? And I was like, fuck. But I'm not joking, there must have been over 100 people throwing missiles at every car, not just the one, every one. And there was loads of bricks to throw and bottles. You know, like these got lit up, you know, insane. Like, I'll never forget it. You know, when Mickey Mac was laughing, and I'm like, this cunt's dead when they get him. They must have fucked him up. Because, listen, you make a fool out of the police. Listen to me. I don't know whether you've ever been arrested by Ballyfermot police, but they look at us all as a scumbag. They tar us all with the same brush from Cherry Orchard. Once you're known from Cherry Orchard, that's it. You've a bad name. To some people. But look at it. There's loads of people that break the law and what have you when they're young, and then they go on to become productive members of society, law-abiding citizens. But listen, all I can remember from my childhood growing up in Cherry Orchard was stolen cars, being in them, getting nicked, getting dragged out of cars, going to the police station. Well, and then my dad having to come and get me. You know, when I was 13, in that year, I had 5 charges in 1 year for cars when I was 13. You know, but my mates were better drivers than me. You know, I was just a passenger, allegedly. But shout out to Jimmy Kershaw last night for ringing me. You see this geezer, I look up to him. He's one of the elders up in Cherry Orchard. Everyone knows the Kershaws. Last night, Jimmy rang me. And he said to me, he said, Jewett, you want to hear the story I'm going to tell you, bro? You know you're loved. I was like, what? He said, you know, people fucking love you, bro. I love you, you know. I love your channel. I was like, nice one. I thought he was ringing me, telling me I did something. I was like that. I was afraid to answer the phone. So I answered the phone. He told me about a school thing, a thing that happened when I was a kid, and I forgot all about it, you know. I was about 10, 11, you know, and we did something stupid. We stole the teacher's keys, you know, for the crack. Like, I never intended going out the school gates. I just wanted to go up and down the school and do a few handbrakers, you know what I mean? But it didn't go that way. I went through the gates. And when I say through them, I mean through them. I took them off, allegedly. You know, but Keith Rowe, he's like, let me out of the car. I was like, listen, I ain't stopping. No fucking way, mate. I'm not stopping. Either you get out, open the door, I'm not stopping. Put your seatbelt on. And he took the piss. I got expelled. Yeah, it didn't go well for me when my daddy got hold of me that night. Fucking hell, mate. But when you're young, you do stupid shit, yeah. And then I moved up to Ballyfermy, you know. I was destined to move up there. But like I said, you can turn your life around. You know, when I was young, I was fucking reckless and naive and immature and fucking, you know, it's like I wanted to impress all my pals. You know what I mean? And be a crash test dummy. Well, my ma broke the fucking brush off me here. I'm not joking yet. She said, I'm fucking sick going down to that police station and see that fucking Gaynor and Carol. I fucking hate them. You see you slanty eye. I'm like, fucking hell, man. Me dad's like, Jane, leave it. No, I won't. He's always arresting him. Have you got something against my son? Yeah, prick. Me mother said, why is it always you arresting my son? Many times have you arrested my son this year? I don't. Well, fucking find out now. Many times. 5 times. See, 5 times you picked on my son. I was caught banged to rights in the car. Me ma's still taking me side, you know. Me ma's like, he didn't do nothing. Me dad's like, he fucking did. And I'm gonna fucking kill him when I get him home. Me ma's like, leave him alone. Yeah, over my dead body. You'll have to get through me. You know the way Irish mammies are. God rest in peace to me mother. See you, Gaynor and Carol. You leave my son alone. You know, by the time I was 15, I knew everybody's name in that police station and every one of them knew mine. Just like me friends. You know, all our names was plastered all over that cell. Jude was here. You know what I mean? Fucking, wow. Yeah. How old would I have been at that age? Right, so I moved up at 10. I'd say around 1987, you know, and then I moved up to an area, and a lot of my mates were very similar to me. They were just as reckless as I was. Hey, Aaron. Reckless shit, you know. I'm not going to lie. I've been in cars that have flipped, you know, and other people have been severely injured, and I walked away with a scratch about 6 times. Twice I've been in a police car where we tried to take a corner at 120 mile an hour and the fucking car flipped, mate. One of my mates went out the sunroof, one went out the window. I hadn't even got a seatbelt on, bro. I got a big bump on my fucking head. I had a hematoma on my head, like a boob, like a fucking, no. It looked like a water balloon, a baby one on me fucking head, man. Whack! I was in the back, right? Me mate locked up at 120 mile an hour. I was like, bro, don't take the corner. Drop gear. Next of all, the car just started tumbling. It must have gone about 8 times. Don't get me wrong. I had concussion when I got out of the fucking car, mate. Next of all I could see was lights, and I tried to run. Do you know what the copper did? Drove past me and opened his door. Hit me with the door, wiped me out, clean out. But yeah, we did some reckless shit, man. You know, and it didn't stop there. You know, I had another flip when I come to Manchester. So I was working with these 2 lads. Wait till you hear this. I'm working with these 2 lads, right? I know one of them. I don't know the other one. So we finish work. He says to me, Jude, do you want a lift, me mate? So I said, yeah, fuck it. I'll get a lift home. We're fucking driving along. Next of all, we get lit up, right? The geezer that's driving that I don't know, he looks at me mate and he goes, here, bro, I'm not stopping. Check this. We're in traffic. Yeah, there's traffic coming this way. We're in a fucking trap. We're red lighted, right? We're here. The police are behind us. Copper gets out. He's walking. Next of all, this guy goes like that. Fuck this. Goes up the middle. All I can hear is wing mirrors going ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean? He puts his foot on it and he fucking smashes through a car, yeah? and we're getting chased, and the same thing again, man. He dropped gear. It's like tried to turn the corner too quick, and we fucking flipped. And on me dead brother and sister's graves, on me mammy and daddy's fucking grave. We were about 2 feet away from a petrol pump. When we crashed, we ended up rolling into a fucking petrol station, and I swear my nanny may haunt me tonight, and me dead ma, and me dead brother and sister, right? This fucking thing, mate, just rolled and rolled and rolled. And I'm like that, upside down, bang, door open. I didn't know where I was. I'm just running. Listen to me. I said to the fella, bro, let me out. He said, I'm not stopping. I'm not getting nicked. What do you do? I'm not jumping out at 50 mile an hour. Fuck that. We ended up getting away. You know, we had to hide in a fucking wheelie bin. There was a fucking helicopter out and all. I'm not joking you. I swear, I mean.
I'm going.
Okay, my love.
I need to get
Sorry about that. Mate. I've a few close calls in my life with cars. You know what I mean? I have a few mates that have had broken necks and shit from crashes. Like most of when I was living in Cherry Orchard, I wasn't really a car thief. I just got in them. You know, I was a fucking easy, you know, a crash test dummy like all my mates. You know, we all wanted to outdo each other, and we were all trying to fuck. We were all showing off, in all fairness. You know. And like I said, a few of the lads aren't here anymore. Like Jay Dunn isn't here anymore. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Jay Dunn and Pato. You know, I hung around with a lot of lads that were great drivers. You know, we used to have. This gonna sound mad, right? But years ago, brilliant Lena. But like I said, man, we done some reckless shit, you know what I mean? And we survived it, you know, like, and some things that I did, I forgot. And other people reach out to me and say, Jill, do you remember when we got nicked together and we got bashed by the police or something stupid like that? And I forgot about it. And last night was a prime example. An old friend rang me last night, Jimmy Kershaw. He said to me, Jude, I've just been with somebody and they told me a story about you. And I said, as soon as I get home, I'm going to ring Jude. I have to. This fella has never FaceTimed me in his life, ever. I went to school with his brother Darren and his cousin Les. I palled around with Darren Kershaw. you know, used to have some crack with him. You know, all of us, none of us were afraid. Hey, Callie, none of us were afraid, like, of the police or to go to the police station or, you know, I just liked adrenaline. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I just did it for the buzz. You know, I'll be honest with you, I didn't like the police. You know, I did not like the police. Bro, I didn't get the slipper. I got a closed fist. That's what I got that, bro. My dad headbutted me and all, bro. My dad fucked me up. But I was grounded. As soon as I got out that night, I was in another one. You know. Well, without the police, bro, there'd be no law and order. I used to hate the police as well, but bro, you think about it. If something happened to your daughter, or something happened to one of your kids, and you couldn't fix it, would you not want justice for your child? You know, it is what it is, bro. That's, you know, without police, bro, we'd be fucked. I'm not a big fan of them, but without them, we need them. We need the police. Yeah. Like I said, I had a friend that was very good at filing keys, let's say. Oh, all you need is a screwdriver, you're right, but it's better when you have a key that can fit anything. And we found a way, you know what I mean, to get into nearly any car that we ever went near, we got. There wasn't a car that we went for that we didn't get. You know, like let's say I went out with my friends one night and we went on the prowl looking for something. We always found something, even if it was a mini, it was getting taken. You know, we'd nothing to do. There was no community centre, there was no youth work, or there was no fuck all in place. You know what I mean? I left in 1993. You know, I left the street corner that turned into a fucking cartel. How about that? And that's a fact. You know, but I didn't want any part of it. You know, I wanted to see me kids grow up, you know, not through a fucking glass. You know what I mean? That's no good. A lot of my mates are rich, but they're in jail. What good is your money? You know what I mean? You're locked up. You can't do what you want. You know what I mean? I'd sooner be broke and free rather than be rich and locked up. Well, listen, I wouldn't fucking change a thing that happened to me in my life because what I have in my life today. Do you understand? I have kids, grandkids, brothers, sister, uncles, aunties, nephews, cousins. You know what I mean? I have a massive family too. But yeah, we all do reckless things, you know. Like a lot of my mates did the same things I did. But rest in peace to Jay Dunn. Like this cunt, I'll never forget it, right? A lad that used to live on the housing estate called Jay Dunn, right? I remember getting chased in a police car with him, right? I'm looking in the rear view mirror. Can you hear that? All you can hear is sirens behind me, you know what I mean? I'm like, bro, do you see many cars behind us? He's like, many. I said, about 10. I'm like, you know, if we get caught, we are fucked, right? He said, we're not getting caught. So I'm like, this cunt is mad. So I'm looking behind me, right? And all I can see is flashing lights, right? A convoy of fucking things, right? This mad cunt, right, puts his foot down, yeah? He gets about 1,000 feet in front of them, yeah? Handbrake. Bang. Ah! goes the other way. And he's waving at them, going down one hand like that. Look, giving them a wave. I'm like, if we didn't get caught that night. We got caught the next night. They see no faces. They knew who we were. Do you understand? We got battered. They battered him, and then they bashed me. And I'll tell you, the two coppers that did it, the name was Gaynor and Carol. Me ma is like, see you cunt, I'm gonna sue you. Look at my son's head and his face. That didn't happen to him in the car. He resisted, so we had to use necessary force, at our discretion, they bashed me. Me ma's like, see, fucking you, watch when you come out of this police station. You want to be careful there, mate, making threats against an officer. I was like, see, fucking you don't say a word to my ma, you cunt, or I'll jump over that desk and fucking eat you. Do you understand? You mind your fucking mouth. Me dad's like, you shut your fucking mouth, you crack. Did I learn? No. But I wasn't. My mates were the ones that were nicking cars, allegedly. I was just getting in them. But like I said, I'll be honest with you, we had a lot of fun. I will say that. We had a lot of fun up there, And I had to walk away at 18 because I knew me mates would fuck me again over money or drugs. So I said, if I ever do this again, I'll do it on my own. I didn't need anybody's help from Ballyfermot. I didn't need any of my family's help. I can stand on my own 2 feet, and I did. I had 3 phones when I was walking in town. I was making a nice wage. I had a lovely apartment, bike. I had everything I wanted. And then I made a big mistake. I sold to an undercover copper. I didn't know he was a copper. It's mad. And in a 48-hour period, I'd sold a policeman heroin and I'd robbed a drug dealer, allegedly. And it was perfect timing. He must have telling on me because my door went in the following morning, and I went to prison. Well, I went to Bridewell. I went Star Street Police Station first. Then they took me over there to the Bridewell, and then from there to the Annex. Do you know what? See, Mountjoy Prison is prehistoric. I was in the old part where there was no glass on the window, just bars. There was rats that looked like Jack Russells. Do you understand? I tell you one thing. It's like Brixton. They're very similar jails. The structure and the outlay and the inside of it, they're identical. I think it was an Englishman that built the prison in the first place. I could be wrong. Excuse me, but at 21, I had to make a decision. I'm either going to carry on doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to upset somebody. I'm going to step on someone's toes, and they're going to step on my head, and I'll be dead. And what good am I to my kids then? So I thought about it, and I said, you know what? Fuck this. I walked away from that life, selling drugs and all that shit. You understand? My father ended up having a heart attack. He found a gun in the fucking house. I was only minding it, allegedly. It's like, but my dad found it and he had a heart attack. And that was all on me. That I want to know who owns this. because I'm going to kill them with it. I said I owned it. He started laughing at me. He said, right, okay, it's like that, is it right? This is what he did in front of me. You're a bad man, right? Guns and all in the house. Bad man, yeah? I raised a rat, did I? Vermin. Okay. Now, if you don't tell me who owns this, crack! Fucking hell. First smack burst me nose straight away. Me dad was very accurate. Do you understand? Like, straight. You know. So he hit me and I hit him back. Next of all, it's like it was a fist fight. You know, he fucking lit me up, man. He hit me about 7 times, man. You know, he like I said, me face. Like, don't get me wrong. You have to understand something. Me father, like, me brothers were only kids at the time, you know, and we tried to hide it from them, but he knew, you know. It's like he said, I want you out of my house. Me ma said he's not going anywhere. Me dad said he is. He's going to fucking England. I can't have this in my house. I have kids here. You know, he's putting this house in danger. He's selling drugs. He's minding fucking guns, allegedly. You understand what's going to be next? What happens if the police raid the house and find that? You know, I lose me fucking job. This is what he was saying to me, man, and he was right. You know, he would have losing his fucking job probably over it. You know, I just wanted to be one of the boys, and I was easily manipulated. You know, and it's because of that I ended up then at 21. In the space of 3 months, I had 2 charges. They raided me house. They found 2 weapons, allegedly. A Glock and a Luger. 12 bullets in the clip. About 100 rounds of ammunition. Well, about 100 rounds. And then they found a Glock with a full clip. So I was fucked. You know, I was like, it's your own fault now. Look, why didn't I listen to me dad? You know, why didn't I listen to me dad? You know, now look, I'm in jail. I have a baby. Hey, you see that photograph? That was the only photograph I had with me in jail, and Eric Hutch grabbed it out of my hand and did that. Ripped it up. He said, see you, you're fucking dead. Now, many years ago, I was at that punching this fella in the face because he said, you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Now look at you, you're on the ground. What? Fuck off. I don't care about your uncle. He's not here, is he? Fuck off. Stupid, you know. I've always had that mentality. Listen, if you want to fight me with your fists, lovely. Because I love a fight. And if you swing at me, I will fucking tag you. Yeah, I'm 51 years old. Try swing at me and see how fast me reflexes are. No, Eric Rocket, his name was from Finglas. But he ended up dying running across a motorway, bro. Do you understand? 1 sec, let me put the kettle on. I'm just... Oh. But like I said, there's a lot of things I could tell you that I did when I was younger. Like other people can speak for me. You know, I don't glorify like what I did. What I did was wrong. It was criminality. It's like we stole people's cars that needed them to go to work. And when I was a kid, I never thought like that. Like, there's nothing alleged about it. Me and my friends allegedly stole about 100 cars in about a year. According to the papers, well, say 18 months, about 100 cars were robbed, rallied, and burned by me. Well, I just done the burned bit. I didn't do the rob and rally. I just got in. Yeah, just for the carry. You know, my name's Jude and it's not Larry. Anyway, 1 second, I don't. They put me. Right. So, I'm gonna tell you a quick story, right? Now, everything I'm gonna tell you is on that book, right? I swear on me man and dad's grave, everything I'm gonna tell you is true, right? Okay. In 1993, I worked in a nightclub called the Asylum, right? And I sold ecstasy in it, allegedly. Me and another fella were the ones that sold in the Asylum. Now, when I was 15, my job was to sell ecstasy in the Asylum, allegedly, right? And I did it. So one night, while I'm on my tits, I'm after selling all my shit, somebody comes over and he goes, "Here, mate, you want any yolks?" I'm like, "What?" He said, "Do you want any yolks?" And I'm thinking, hang on a fucking minute. Did he just say what I think he said? Hang on, Jose, this is my job. I didn't say that to him. I said, "Many have you got?" He said, "Many do you want?" I looked across that a fella from Ballyfermot that everybody knows was my junkyard dog. He watched my six and he was my protection. I nodded at him, he come over. This geezer was grabbed in the toilet, yeah? He's saying to me, "Do you know who I am?" I went, "Fuck off," smack right in the face, opened his face, right? Claret everywhere, right? He said, "You're fucking a dead man." I said, "Am I?" Me mate stopped me. He said, "Leave him." Everything was taken off him. Money, jewellery, everything. One second. So, everything was taken off him, okay? Now, what I didn't realise was, it was Eric Hutch. Okay? Now, listen to this, whether you know it or not. This geezer's fucking uncle owns all the nightclubs in town. That means every nightclub was paying his uncle money. The nightclub that was open, my boss told him to go fuck his face. "You're not getting a penny on me. Do something about it. I've got an army of men here from Ballyfermot. An army. So you send who you want, mate. You're not getting nothing." Anyway, I punched this cunt in the face, right, when I was 15, yeah? The following week, I went to G1. All my shit was taken off me. I got my ass whooped with Garage Flynn and fucked out. They bursted me eye. I had a cut on my lip here. Anyway, fast forward 6 years later, I go to jail. This geezer is in the jail and he's got pulled in the jail, right? He come up to me. I'm looking at my son's picture. And he ripped it in front of me. He said, see you, you're fucking dead. Do you remember me, do you? And I was like, no, I don't know who you are, mate. You know what I mean? I don't know who you are. He said, do you remember me in the asylum, do you, Jude? Like, mate, you're mixing me up with someone else. He's like, no, I'm fucking not, mate. I'm not mixing you up. It's in your eyes. It's you. I know it's you. Do you understand? You're not leaving this jail. You're fucking dead. He said, as soon as tomorrow comes, you watch what's going to happen to you. I went back to my cell, mate, and I spewed my guts up. Sam Maguire come and told me. He said, Jude, they're coming for you, bro. What did you do? I said, I didn't do nothing. I just got here. He said, Jude, you had to do something. You understand? There's too many of them. He said, bro, he said, I'll help you. He said, but listen. He said, you pissed off the wrong fucking people here. We're in Banda country here. I'm from Ballier. I can only help you so much, bro. Otherwise, I'm gonna get it. Do you understand? I was fucking terrified, I was. How are you, Emmett? I was terrified. I was thinking of ways that these fuckers were gonna hurt me. You know, I got sick. Me mate brought me down a radio. And I remember coming back from me breakfast with me tray in me hand like that. Look, I was about to put my bed, and as I'm bending down, in the corner of me eye, I have a little mirror. I can see this geezer come in, a big geezer with a basin. I'm like, if this geezer had just walking to me and grabbing me, that'd have been it. But he went like that through the water, and I got out of the way, and I come back and hit him all over him, and he slipped on the floor. I grabbed me radio and I just hit him with it, and I kept hitting him with it. Now, the cell door, I had to deal with the two people at the door. They sent the 3 stooges to me cell. You know, fucking idiots, man. They missed. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified, but you have to understand something. Listen, if you're gonna fucking hurt me, don't bitch if you get it back. And they sent this big guy into my cell to dismantle me, to immobilise me. And he missed. He threw water at me. The big fucking Mitchell man, cunt. And I hit him. You know, I could have lost me eyes. I could have been stabbed to death. You understand? And I got out. For 5 months I was on remand, right? For 2, right, so I had 2 charges. One for about £1,000 worth of heroin and a Luger, and the other one was for nearly 13 ounces of heroin and a Glock, allegedly. You know, I was 21. I was surrounded by fucking IRA men, allegedly. Do you understand? I had friends that were in the organisation. It wasn't hard to get hold of a weapon. Do you understand? It's not hard to get hold of a weapon in Dublin. Do you understand? You just don't understand. I let that, like, you know what I mean? And here I have a big hole in my leg to prove it. All me mates can talk for me in Cherry Orchard. Shout out to Jimmy Kershaw for your phone call last night. It was fucking beautiful. Thank you for that. Shout out to Jimmy Kershaw, and if you're not on his Legend of Ballier page, go over and check it out. Well, Scott, what happened was I was on remand. I was after getting bail when they raided me house the first time, right? So the second time they raided me gaff, there was no bail. Do you understand? No bail. So 5 months later, I'm at the High Court in town, yeah. So I remember going to the Bridewell, And I'm in the Bridewell, right, at about 8 o'clock in the morning, yeah? And you get a cup of portable tea, a fucking rubber sandwich, an apple and a fucking orange, you know, and you might get a currant bun with a couple of jams if you're lucky. So I'm going out, and I'm like, I know I'm going to get remanded again, but I'm going to get about 10 years, mate. Easy. If I get 10 years, I'll be happy with that. They found 2 weapons. I'm fucked. So, 5 months, I go to the court, a bail hearing, right? The judge, well, yeah, this judge mustn't have gotten a blowjob the night before, or his missus must have leaving him, because he was in a fucked off mood, and I was like, fucking hell. You know, I'm behind some fella, and this geezer, mate, the judge killed him. I mean, you want to hear what the judge said to him? He said, reading your record, you're a delinquent. You're a parasite of society. You are a sponge. You are a blood-sucking cretin. I'm like, fuck. Next. You know what I mean? I'm fucking trembling. I'm looking behind me bird's there with me baby, right? You know, case 36-41194C. Your Honor, Hugh MacDonald and what's your name? Hugh MacDonald, what's your date of birth? Okay. Who's the arresting officer? Well, you hear this for a beauty. This geezer goes, Your Honor, I'm here to represent Detective Dickhead in this case, Your Honor. He goes, where's the arresting officer? He said he's in Spain. Me solicitor went like that to me, nudged me. I didn't say a word. The judge goes, hang on a minute, did you tell me that the arresting officer is in Spain? What's he doing in Spain? He's on holiday, Your Honor. Everyone in the dock was laughing. He said, do you think this is a fucking joke? I wasn't laughing. I'm just like that. I'm respectful. Head forward, shoulders up, staring at the judge. Yes, sir, no, sir. I'm going to ask you again. Are you telling me the arresting officer on this case for 2 firearms and so many ounces of hair? No, that's what he said. Is that what you're telling me? He said, yeah. He said, Your Honor, he says, we're looking for this man not to get bail. He's a flight risk. He's a danger to his community. And I believe that if you give this man bail, he'll skip the country. The judge says, well, in all fairness, your fucking officer should be here. Now, in this case, if the officer, the officer whose case this is, was here, I wouldn't have given this geezer bail. He said, but because this geezer is on holiday, he has a serious case with 2 firearms and so much. He goes, I'm not going to have a problem with giving this man bail today. He said, £5,000, boom. The copper went, Your Honor, this man is a flight risk. Do you understand? You can't let him out. He's a danger to society. He's been charged with 2 weapons. You can't let him out. The judge said, listen, don't tell me how to do my fucking job. I was just sitting there. I wasn't saying a word. The judge went, Mr. MacDonald, stand up, please. Stood up. He said, Mr. MacDonald, he says, I see here, you've had a bit of a fruitful life.